Hey, good morning, boys and girls. We are out here at the Sunshine Skyway Fishing Pier. Today we're doing something a little different. We're actually starting off the CEO series on the channel. Now you might be thinking, what is that? Well, the CEO series is where I bring on someone that either owns a business or is a CEO at a company, and we're going to kind of interview them. So before I get started though, I wanted to open up with a little verse. So today we're going to be talking about Proverbs 16:3. And it says to commit to your work, or commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. So essentially, hard work is not the only thing that's going to gather success in business, in my opinion. I think that you should bring your work to the Lord. And when you trust the process and trust and have faith, He ultimately lays the foundation for a great path.
That's true.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, today I got on board Chris with AquaAuto. He has the largest marine mechanic shop in the Ruskin area.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been established in Ruskin?
So we opened the shop here in Ruskin in 2015.
2015?
Yep.
So prior to that, you saw a automotive store right there.
Yes.
What's the automotive name?
So the Thompson's Auto Parts Store was my father-in-law's business, and me and my wife just a couple years ago bought it and took it over as well. And then in the process, my company name was On-Site Marine and Equipment Repair. Theirs was Thompson's Auto Parts, and we joined the two, making AquaAuto.
That's awesome, guys. So you guys have probably seen the name. It's an established name, been around the community a long time. Ruskin, if you don't know, it was a very, very small town. It still is, but I'll tell you, our growth since the pandemic has been astronomical.
All over the place.
Yeah, and it's only going to get bigger. But guys, stay tuned. This is going to be a great episode. I'm really excited for the CEO series. Glad to have Chris on board. We're going to catch some fish. We're going to interview him, grill him, make fun of him fishing, all that fun stuff. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go fishing. All right, I'm gonna have Chris with AquaAuto chum these babies up. I'm gonna get out the dropout cast net and see if we can't net up a few of these. Hopefully, we do have a pretty strong tide and we got a strong wind. So I'm gonna be throwing into the wind. Hopefully we can get these babies up and do a one and done.
What we do at AquaAuto, we do a little bit of everything. We do full service maintenance, any make and model. We also do Suzuki repowers. We do trailer work. We do retrofits. So we're trying to make your IO boat a outboard boat. We can do that. Some boats we can do it, some boats a little bit more difficult, but it can be done. You know, that's a tough question because I don't get to do this that often. But I'd rather be fishing than chumming. I can tell you that much.
So I got that low, guys, into the wind. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Feels like I got something. That tide is cranking, so I don't know. Good net. Trying to keep your balance while doing this, guys, is the circus act. One tip I can give you guys is if you could catch that tide transition or when it's starting to slow down, you're gonna have a lot better luck at getting bait. It's gonna be easier, and honestly, you just don't have to work as hard, and you can oftentimes one and done it.
I think jigging's the
Let's go, Chris, come on!
I think jigging's the way to go.
Jigging's the way to go. That's the DOA, baby. You don't know about the DOA. What we got?
I think a jigging's the way to go.
Oh, it's a good one.
That's a good size lady.
That's a trout.
Or trout.
Hey, that's the way to start a business meeting. Let's go. He has no energy right here. He's just like,
Let's go.
oh, look at that. Look at that. He still
still hanging on.
Oh, DOA, baby. And no, this is not a sponsored plug.
Those things are actually doing awesome today.
Deadly, right? Let's see what the measurement is. Oh, we got a fish on over here. What's going on here? Dude. All right, this fish is 16 on the dot. That's a money fish.
Throw it in there.
Woo! Dinner. What the heck is happening here? Rocked. All right. Hey, this is the new Tesauros, guys. Oh my goodness, she is butter smooth. So today is not going how I envisioned it at all, guys. The weather has been all wrong. But you know what?
We're still having fun.
When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. All right, Chris got him another one. Seems like we're on the trout right now.
Yep. This one's a little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger. Oh, actually, that's a good one, dude.
Yeah.
There, that's a keeper. Pretty sure that's a keeper. He'll be close, actually. We'll measure him, but.
What's the size on these?
15. Let's see. So we got long shank hooks on, guys. Trying to eliminate the bite-offs from the mackerel. Water temperature is a little cooler though, so there might not be as many mackerel around. See what? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a 16¼ inch. Oh, 16
6
and a half.
Yeah.
Good fish. I knew I brought Chris for a reason, guys.
Somebody's got to catch the fish.
There.
Throw that one in the cooler.
Good job. See, right when we started chumming, they showed up.
They showed up.
All right, we're back on the DOA, guys. This is a bigger fish. He's coming up. Uh-oh, hopefully he's hooked well. That's another keeper.
Yeah, good sized trout.
Keeper in the boat. Yo, let's go. Trout. Troutski. Hey guys, if you want to book a trip, saltyscalescharter.com. Let's go catch some fish. Spring fishing is among us. All right, Chris. So let me ask you, how often do you get away to do some fishing these days as a CEO?
So I usually go once when snapper season starts.
Red snapper?
Red snapper.
Okay.
So usually like the first opening weekend I'll go then, and then it's hard the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So,
What kind of challenges do you find that you face as to why you can't leave your office?
you know, usually when I want to go fishing, it's in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
And it's the busiest time for us. And you know, we need all the manpower we can get at that point. So and you know, sometimes when you're not at the office, the expectations of getting things done just don't happen unless you're there.
Sure.
So
Well, I think we can all feel that pressure, especially just as business owners. We always feel like we need to be getting something done. And I can definitely relate to that. We own multiple businesses, so you know, there's pressure not only to, you know, to make money. People think sometimes it's just nice because you have the ability to go when you want, you know, and do the things that you want when you want. But there's pressure because you got a lot of bills, you got a lot of overhead.
not only that, you got multiple families you're trying to take care of at the same time. So, you know, every one of those employees have a family.
That's right.
And you got to keep that work coming in to keep them fed as well.
Sure.
So
there's a huge responsibility.
there's a lot of responsibility, and you know, I hear it all the time from people. Well, you're on your own business, you can get off whenever you want to take off. It doesn't work that way. I mean, how many times have you asked me to go fishing?
Yeah.
And
I have asked him to go fishing a lot, and he always turns us down.
yeah,
guys.
it's not always easy to just break away from the office, especially if you got a big project or whatnot.
But there couldn't be anything more truer than that. You know, a lot of people think, you know, you work a 9-to-5 type, they have a 9-to-5 mentality, so they think that you have unlimited time. But the truth be told, I think most CEOs or most business owners that I've known, including myself, we work way more than the typical 40-hour work week.
Yep,
It's
I
more
would say
like
so.
60.
Yep, I would say so.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, I feel like, you know, when a lot of people, they're off at 5 o'clock, oftentimes our day keeps on going until 9 o'clock, you know. For example, in my particular instance, you know, when we're not doing apparel during normal business hours, I'm editing, or when I'm not editing, I have my tenant calling me for a roof leak. And, you know, when I'm not doing that, I'm chartering. So, you know, the times and the scheduling can be pretty hectic.
Yep. Like, so we were at the boat show this last weekend.
Yeah.
And when I got home, I was sending out estimates, you know, at 9 o'clock at night.
Yep.
So it's you work all day, and then you got to get back and do all the paperwork to go along with it. So it's not as easy as just, oh, it's 5 o'clock, we're done for the day. It doesn't work that way. People don't quite understand that. You know, once in a while, it's nice to get out and do this type of stuff, but it's hard.
It is.
Because we don't have a set vacation schedule.
Yep.
Like a 9-to-5 guy, they got 4 weeks of vacation. Well, you know, that's great and all, but you know, I don't have that opportunity just to take off and go wherever I want to go.
You just got to figure out when your few days is going to slow down. You're going to have a slow period, and then you're like, all right, kids, get in the car.
Yeah. And it's just like you said, it's even harder when you have kids involved.
Yeah.
Because they got their own activity, so you're trying to juggle the kids, the wife, and you know, keep the whole family involved as well. So
that's right.
There's a lot to think about when you're a CEO. It's not like you can just schedule a vacation that easy.
And guys, before I get further into the interview process, I want to make you aware that if you're looking for any boat repair, boat service, repower, even to purchase a new boat, Chris does a little bit of everything. He's located right here in Ruskin. What's the address?
It's 1114 North US Highway 41 in Ruskin. Can't miss us. We're right on the major highway there.
All right, Chris, so what got you into the marine mechanic industry?
So what got me involved with this industry is I grew up on the water.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we were on the water every weekend. I mean, we were either fishing. We had a little boat called Greenie that we had a little 8 horsepower motor on the back end of. We went everywhere in Apollo Beach with that thing.
That's awesome.
And then it was jet skiing, and then, you know, it's boating and all kinds of stuff. So we had a lot of fun on the water as a kid. And then as an adult, you know, we didn't do as much on the water as an adult.
Yeah.
So then I worked for Ring Power, our local cat dealership here. And I got into the marine division there, and I ran the marine division. That got us into big yachts and big sport fishes.
Nice.
And we worked on a lot of that kind of stuff. And then finally, it just got to a point where I wanted to branch off and do my own thing.
That's awesome. So that's pretty cool, guys. I think, Chris obviously has a passion for the outdoors and the water. He was able to monetize this with his mechanical ability and come together as an adult to make a good living based off of something that he's truly passionate about. And I think that's a lot of where a lot of us fall short is, we have a passion as we're younger, and as we grow older, we lose our path and our desire to find something that truly inspires us or something that we truly love to do. And you see it all the time.
Yep.
People get into that grind, they have children maybe too early, or they get into debt, and they lose their way for what they truly wanted to do. And I believe we're just here for such a limited amount of time. I think it's very important to do what you're passionate about.
No, and I totally agree with that. I mean, you got to be passionate about what you do day in and day out, or you're not going to be successful in it. The most successful people, they're very passionate on what they do, and you can tell that just talking to them.
Sure.
It's like I joke with you all the time about your apparel.
Yeah.
I call them T-shirts.
Yeah.
And you always correct me pretty quick because you're passionate that they're not just T-shirts, right? So it's kind of on that same aspect with me on the marine industry. I love working on boats. I love creating new things with boats.
Repairing and fixing them.
Yeah, repairing, fixing them. Even like the Sea Ray projects we do, it is neat to see something go from an IO that is a constant nightmare to an outboard project.
Yeah.
And it's pretty neat to see that change overcome and the performance change on top of it. So
that's awesome. Now, going back to that, guys, real quick, just touching base on what Chris just said. The difference between a t-shirt and a performance wear, okay? A t-shirt is what you find screen printed in the mall. Performance apparel is something like we create from a roll of fabric that's dye sublimated, which means the ink's infused into the fabric, breathable material, and the art is really taken in consideration instead of just, those guys that are in the commercial area that are just screen printing things that are real ugly. You know what I'm talking about, when a bass looks like a walleye or a trout looks like a pike or something like that. We make sure everything looks exactly the way it's supposed to, feels the way it's supposed to, and built for fishermen by fishermen. Ooh, shameless plug. Boat maintenance is something I think a lot of people overlook. What would you say is one of the #1 mistakes that you find people make with their boats?
So what I find the most is people will go out and buy a brand new boat. And what they'll do is they'll run it hard for that first year. And then they start getting to that point where, they don't have as much time as they thought they originally had. So then the next year, they might put 20 hours or 30 hours on that boat. So then it'll just sit on the lift and they'll be like, well, it's only got 30 hours on it. I don't have to do the service until 100.
Right.
Well, that's where the biggest myth and problem is. The manuals, and it's not just Suzuki, it's Yamaha, Mercury. They say for that motor to be serviced every year. There's a reason for that, is you get condensation built up in the oils and in the fuels that need to be serviced out of those every year.
Yep.
So, you'll get those people that just let it sit there on the lift and they'll eventually do it 2 or 3 years later. And by that time, they're starting to have problems. So that's one of the biggest common problems.
Now, guys, you know what he's talking about. You got a new toy and you love playing on it, and you do for the first few months.
Yep.
But then you just let it sit. And the worst thing, like I tell you in a lot of my videos, the worst thing you could do is salt water is just let it sit. It doesn't matter if it's a reel, a hook, a boat, a trolling motor. It doesn't matter. Even if it's next to salt water, you have to make sure you're properly maintaining it. So what Chris is essentially saying, if you plan on leaving something sit, make sure you're still doing the maintenance on it, like it's reaching the 100-hour mark or whatever it might be. So that way you don't have the condensation or the salt buildup or the corrosion. So very good, very good.
And then the other thing I recommend is, you know, get yourself on a schedule. So do it the same time every year. So say January, February, March, just try to do it in those slower months, because June, July, August are some of the busiest months as far as our industry goes. Yeah. So keep yourself on a schedule and do it that same time every year. That way you're not caught off guard in the middle of summer having an issue.
Now, you know what I think Chris should do, guys? And comment below if you agree with me. I think he should make a subscription-based service to where, just like he said, things are on intervals. You sign up for that subscription, and every quarter you get this done regardless of your hours. That would be pretty awesome. And then you never have to worry about, well, not never, but you rarely have to worry about maintenance issues.
Yep.
You've obviously established a successful business. What is one piece of advice that you could give someone, or one thing that you wish you would have known before you started your business?
The one thing I would say is you got to be patient, and you got to hit the street hard and start getting those contacts, okay? The other thing you got to do is, I'm a big believer in networking.
Sure.
Okay? You can't just think the people around you are all against you, okay? Because there's a lot of people in this industry that will actually work with you and help you out. And, you know, you're a prime example of it, that we work together really well. But there's other mechanics that I work really well with too.
Nice.
And even though we're all doing the same thing, we all have the same goals at the end of the day. There's a lot of people in this industry that need stuff repaired. And there is a lot of customers that, you know, rely on us to do that. I can't do it all myself.
Right.
Okay. So there's other technicians out there that do the same thing. So biggest thing I can say is, don't be scared of networking.
Well, I really like this piece of advice, guys, because I think so many of us, especially as young business owners, look at each other as competition, and everybody is competition. When what he's saying is there's enough pie for everybody, and at the end of the day, you know, who you might think is your closest competition could end up being a good friend that essentially helps not only you with problems, but also to make more money.
Correct. And, you know, they might have a strength that you don't have, and you can always pick up that phone and call that person and be like, hey, I got this problem. What do you think? And a lot of times they'll just, you know, give you the information without even asking. So, and then they'll do the same thing for you.
Nice.
So you'll have an ability that they don't have, and they'll be calling you. And it's always good to have those relationships. And, you know, right now in this industry, everybody's kind of slow.
Yep.
And we're all out trying to find work, but we're not all beating each other up over it. Okay. So if you can't network with people, you're going to have a hard time making it.
So guys, get out there, make friends, especially in your own, you know, in the same industry, and you'll be surprised as to what comes about. But I think if more people work together with each other to a common goal, I think there could be a lot more success.
Yeah, and then it gives the people that network together, give the end user, the customer, a better experience.
That's right.
Because, you know, if you're trying to do everything yourself, you're going to fail, no doubt.
Yep.
Okay, because you just can't do everything on your own.
Absolutely.
So you have to do the networking. You got to hire the right people, the right personnel, and that will definitely help you get through that first phase. And really getting through that first phase is the hardest part.
Yep.
And then the next part is you need to give yourself a cushion. The biggest problem people have is they don't know how to manage the money. Okay,
Yeah, oh yeah.
money is a big part of the business. If you see $10,000 in the bank, you just can't go spend that $10,000.
That's right.
It doesn't work that way. And the more people you hire, the higher that bank account needs to be, because it goes down just as fast as it goes up.
Oh yeah.
So managing that bank account is probably the next thing. I can tell you there has been numerous times that I haven't taken a paycheck just because I've seen that account going down, and I'm like, okay, well, I think I need to cut back on this a little bit here and there just to make sure that bank account stays where it needs to be.
So essentially, guys, you have to be able to account for unexpected expenses. And the more responsibility that you have, the more employees, the more cushion you want to give yourself for unseen circumstances or events. I have a question for Chris, and one that you probably all are interested to know. How do you handle setbacks or hard times or down times in your business?
The way I handle the down times and the hard times is, it goes to back what I was saying before, is watching that bank account.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing we watch is our expenses.
Yep.
Our expenses are probably one of our number one things we watch.
Sure.
I still want my guys to be able to feed their families.
Yep.
So I try to keep that going, and we keep enough work going. It doesn't matter if we're sweeping the shop or cleaning up the shop. We try to do those jobs when we get to those slow times. But the biggest thing is watching the expenses, because there's always things you can cut back on.
Right.
Okay. You go down your expense line and you just start looking at, okay, well, my parts expense. Okay, where can I cut on parts? As far as taxes, where can I cut here to bring my tax base down?
Mm-hmm.
And it's same thing with time management. So, you can cut down your time management a little bit with your employees, but you don't want to do it too much, okay? Because then you'll create other aspects but a lot of times the employees, they understand
Mm-hmm.
when it gets slow, and they're willing to cut back a little bit. Now, what I mean by a little bit is, maybe 5 hours out of a 40-hour work week.
Sure.
But every little bit counts towards that bottom line, because what you don't want to do is see that bank account just go down, 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 down,
Yeah.
down, and then the next thing you know, you're out of money. So I would say the biggest thing is watching those expenses is the number one thing to watch.
And I think you just have to try to mitigate, those type of instances the best that you can. Obviously, you can't control everything, but going back to our very first message at the beginning of this show was that you have to give it to God, you have to trust the process, and you have to have faith. So I personally believe if you're doing everything right and you're trying to learn and you're trying to improve, and ultimately, you just got to have some faith.
You do got to have a lot of faith,
because
and do some praying too at the same time.
A lot of praying, guys. So if you pray and you have the faith and you're doing things as right as you possibly can, you have to know that God is going to help lay out that path for you. That it might not be in your time, but it'll be in His time.
And what I like to do when I get to these slow times is I pray and then I ask for guidance.
Oh yeah.
Help guide me in the right path. And you'll be amazed, what happens when you get to that crossroad, and you pray that, and it's life-changing, because next thing you know, He's putting you on a path that will bring you success.
And I like that. And that's one thing I pray every night, guys. I pray for wisdom every single night. So I believe God guides me in the directions that I need to be, and He puts the people in my life that I need to have in order to gain the wisdom I need to be successful.
Yep, I agree with that. And then, one other thing is talk talk to your local people around you.
Yeah.
See what hardships they're having.
Sure.
Going back to the local technicians, you know, that you have in your group, talk to them, see what their hardships are too, and then that group will end up figuring out, okay, where they need to move to. Okay.
Yeah.
So what advertising works good for them? What there's so many different things that you can do to try to move forward, and it's just trying to find that pathway forward.
And there's so many things, guys. It's so easy to tear people down when the economy's bad, when you're in debt, when you're struggling. But really, what we all need to be trying to do is lift each other up the best of our ability. All right, Chris is on now too. Got the red fish. Would you look at that? I like that blue.
Just look at it.
Just look at it.
Oh, look at all the dots on the side.
Oh, he's a pretty fish. Oh, real pretty fish. Might want to get a little picture of that one. Ooh, little love splash. Chris, you're down. All right, here we go. We're on. Another little snook. We've been trying to get Chris on him, but he refuses to fish for him. That's my second one. Chris has done caught a redfish. Let's go.
I'll tell you something. Perfection takes time.
Perfection takes time. Bye, baby. You got your drag way too loose, bro. Chris is hooked up.
Oh!
Bird almost cut him off.
Hook, bro. Like, that is a better snook. That is a better
snook. You get a picture of that one. Yeah, you got some shoulders on him, Chris.
Now?
Yeah. Not quite a slaughter. I wouldn't do that.
She called it.
Alright, got it. Another fun size one. Another fun size one. There he is.
Yeah.
Fun size. Bye, baby. That does never get old, guys. Never gets old. Watching them hit live bait next to the trees. You get tired of that, you just don't like fishing anymore. Ooh. I got a little pull in it. There you go, Chris. I should get hit, buddy. Alright. Another fun size one.
Oh, this is bad.
You got a fish? Oh, Chris has got a fish. He's got a double. We got a double on, guys. There we go. And they're done for the day, at least for a couple hours, I think. I've never caught the same fish, I don't think, twice. Not in the same day. We have caught them in the same month. Yeah, you know what the problem is, Chris?
What's that?
Your fish is dead, Chris.
Is it dead?
It's just not moving. They want that chase. once you hit him up against the trees a few times, he just doesn't have the same.
Are you trying to say I give the guy a headache?
Pretty much. Holy cow, dude! I don't know what the wind's doing to it here. There, buddy.
Sorry, I'm catching all the big fish.
I ain't seen no big fish yet.
They're catching all the tiny ones.
I ain't seen a big fish yet. The one you lost because you didn't want to listen was the closest big fish I've seen. That is a decent one though. Not a big fish though. Got a little bit of shoulder on him. He's trying. I'm gonna hold that rod. Oh, we got a double. Mr. AquaAuto himself, finally getting them.
Don't jinx me this time.
You're not lying. Uh-oh. Oh, no. All right. There you go. Nice fish.
What are you gonna do with this thing?
You gotta let him go. Careful, he'll shake and break you off.
Don't want that.
That's a good fish.
No, it's a good size one.
You want to show him to him? You get him unbuttoned here. All right, guys. Here, just kind of ease him in here. Get it.
Or throw him.
Or throw him. That's fine. Either way. Oh god.
Man, that's the worst kind of ever got.
He said at him. What?
At him, dude.
He was pretty quick to go back in.
Yeah, but he gilled me and cut me.
I know the feeling. That's a good cast, Chris.
God bless.
There you go.
Oh,
Down, down.
Low,
Put your
low,
rod
low,
down. Put your rod
low.
down. Real low,
Low,
real
low,
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 real
low,
low.
low.
Lower, 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 lower.
Rod tip in the water, Chris.
Lower, lower.
In the water, brother.
There it is.
That's a big fish, dude.
You got a red?
No, I don't think so. It's a big snook. Don't try to line pull him because it'll break. Chris will have to net that one.
You can pull the, or put your rod to foot backward.
Good fish, dude. Good fish.
Definitely,
He hammered that thing, dude. There's some big fish back in there.
how are these things to eat?
They're delicious. Nice fish, dude. Pretty. Good job.
Trying to catch up with Chris here.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Oh, no.
Oh, he took you.
Oh, that's a good one, too. Holy smokes. Hey.
There's some fatties back there.
That is a good one.
Hang on, we'll get a double pick. Just put him in the lavalo right there, Chris.
We need the net.
Yeah. This is light leader.
You want to net that one, Chris?
Yeah, I'll get it.
You got it.
What you talking about, Chris? You said I don't catch no fatties. Oh look, he's got another hook in him.
That's your first
That's
hook.
my first one.
That's your first one.
You see this, Chris?
He wasn't done
Oh
yet.
no, that wasn't mine. That's rusted out already.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the barb's gone and everything.
Oh, look at that, guys. What a fish. I don't think y'all got any of my fight on camera. All right, grab your fish and we'll get a picture. Use them grippers right behind you, Chris. I'll hold him in the water. Let me know when you are ready. Nice.
Alright, come here.
All right, Bubba. See you when you're about 30 inches more.
Come on.
Yeah, you gotta, there you go. Nice. Good job, Chris. Ooh, he just boiled on that bait, guys. Oh, he ate it. He ate it right off the surface. Let's go. Let's go.
A little smaller.
Yeah, he's smaller than the last few that we hooked, but babies need love. Babies need love too, little snooks. How not to release your snook.
You know what does get old, Chris?
Losing your tackle?
The boat breaking.
Yeah.
That does get old. Like every other trip, I'm like, oh, what the hell's wrong now?
Dude. Again? Man, that's about a dumb fish.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, he's on now.
Oh, no, he...
What the heck kind of fish are you playing with? Are you sure it's not on? You got him hooked.
Real. Okay, now he's hooked.
There he goes. Oh, another good one. Another good one, bro. What is that, like your fifth fish? Fifth snook?
Something like that. I don't think it's that many yet. Not as good as Chris.
Oh, careful, you'll break it.
Let me see that. Show them to me before you put them in. Bam.
Good job. That eat was cool.
Wait, let go and then came back.
Well, I'm sitting there watching him when it was on the tree limb. I'm like, is that him right there? Sure enough, that was him. So another thing you can watch for is your major and minor feed times. Those are important.
Where do you watch that at?
Oh, you get an app, tide charts. They show you, you know, your major, minor, when your moon's setting and rising. There's a lot of different. Ooh,
Yeah, I seen that one.
dude, he came out of nowhere. You ain't getting back in there. You better get out of there, you dirty dog. Guys, we're just having a ball right now. Just having a ball. These are fun, guys. If you ever want to get the family out, you want to get kids and your wife into fishing, this is the kind of fishing you want to do. Oh man, he's got something going on with his nose. Look at this. He's got some kind of growth on his nose. That is super bizarre. Got like cancer. You gotta go home. Did you just hang that in the tree?
Yeah, I just hung it in the
You are dirty.
But there's one right there next to it.
Did you eyeball on it?
Eyeball on it. I just seen it. Oh, something's looking at it.
Looking at him. Oh, double! Oh, it's a tree shaker! It's a tree shaker! Chris, that
Chris
was.
keeps getting on the tree.
Oh, down, down, low, low. Keep it low. Another healthy fish. Chris got him on too. me?
Hold on, show it to me. This is in slow-mo.
You want to do a... Here, you want me to pick him up?
I'm good.
Slow-mo crew? Try harder.
Camera, you got another battery for the camera, right?
Yeah, they're in the thing. Oh, that's a big fish, Chris. Hey, he's right up on that shoreline, boy. I'm more into right now, you know, interested in real estate, crypto, stocks. That's kind of where my focus is right now, and then my YouTube. Good fish, dude. Oh my gosh. Catch another bird today.
Arrow's one of those things that's a hard business. You gotta stay on market and be really good on that stuff.
Nah, the biggest problem, Chris, is Amazon has basically partnered with these other countries, and they sell cheap stuff.
It's all Amazon
It's
products.
on Amazon, but it's branded another name.
Yep.
And what they're doing,
So you think you're buying, you know, Salty Scale shirt, but you're buying an Amazon shirt for $12.
Oh, so
And
they
they're
have
dir-
something identical to yours on Amazon?
And they're direct shipping
Yeah.
straight from China.
here's bigger. That's not cool.
Does it say salty scales on it?
Here, cheers.
No.
No?
Cheers.
Or does it just look like a salty scale shirt?
No.
It's just performance wear.
What he's trying to say. So Amazon initially started with the thought of being for businesses.
Small business.
Ooh. So in other words, the primary reason for Amazon was to have collectively a bunch of small businesses, and they get a percentage of the sale or whatever.
Yep.
Now they have completely pushed small businesses out, and they have created all the products themselves.
They're branding themselves.
But it's not branded Amazon, it's another name.
But then they're faulting and they're pushing everybody out of the Amazon market by penalizing them for the dumbest stuff you can think of.
So you know, do you know what FBA is, Chris?
No.
So basically, it's where
There's two of them over there.
where you send your products to Amazon, and they store it at their facilities,
Okay.
and then they sell it. You know, and that's how it becomes like Prime, like it's faster.
Yep.
That's why you get it overnight, or like, you know, in a couple hours. Well, they order, you know, 10,000 shirts from China, and they call the shirt, you know, fish gills, and they're selling them for $16. And
What are you doing?
where you think you're buying some fish gill shirt, it's actually an Amazon product that they're holding in their warehouse to ship to you as fast as they possibly can. And they undercut small companies by literally half.
And
So did you guys sell on there at all?
oh, we sold a ton on there, but you have to jump through hoops, and I'm tired of it. I told Stephanie, I'm to the point where I don't want to spend my money on Amazon at all.
And you know where, like, if you return something to Amazon, they'll charge the small business a fee. They're not incurring any cost. They transfer it all to the small business, and then Amazon says, like, and then they'll penalize you. So they put your product lower on the list.
So people can't see it.
Too low. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. This is the first series of the CEO series. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you coming out, Chris. If you guys need anything mechanically done, you have any offers that you want to give the audience?
Yeah, so if you mention this video, we'll give you 10% off. any of your services. So your boat maintenance service, your bilge pump, your parts, whatever, we'll give you 10% off the whole thing.
That's pretty cool, guys. So anyone who's ready to get their boat on the water for spring and getting prepped, make sure you go check out AquaAuto. All of the information will be linked down in the description. And yeah, I think he'll take good care of you.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks guys for watching. Thanks Chris for coming out, and thanks Chris for filming. Till next time, guys, we'll see you on the water.